Miguel de Cervantes wrote a book called Don Quixote. It came out in two parts in 1605 and 1615. It tells the story of Alonso Quixote, a middle-aged man who becomes obsessed with stories of knights and ladies falling in love. He is so moved by these stories that he decides to be a knight-errant and changes his name to Don Quixote. He goes on a series of adventures with his loyal servant, Sancho Panza, to set things right and protect Dulcinea's honor. During his adventures, Don Quixote's delusions of grandeur cause him to think that ordinary things and situations are part of a chivalric romance. He fights windmills and thinks that inns are castles. He also tries to save a peasant girl he thinks is a princess. Sancho Panza tries to keep Don Quixote in touch with the real world, but in the end, he fails. The adventures of Don Quixote are often funny, but they also show how reality and illusion work. Cervantes makes fun of the chivalric code of honor and the unrealistic expectations it sets with the character of Don Quixote. He shows how silly it is to try to live by this code in a world that is always changing and how dangerous it is to live in a fantasy world. Even though Don Quixote is crazy, he is a likable character because he lives up to the ideals of chivalry, honor, and loyalty. He is a tragic figure who fails in the end, but he is still a role model for people who value idealism and want to make the world a better place. The book is also a way to think about how books can change the way we see the world. Cervantes asks his readers to question their own beliefs and to think about how literature can change the way we see the world. People think that Don Quixote is the best work of Spanish literature and one of the best books ever written. It has had an effect on art, literature, and pop culture all over the world. Don Quixote has become a symbol of idealism and trying to make the world a better place. Miguel